Inside the Cage, brought to you by Combat Sports Insurance.
Welcome to MMA Inside the Cage. This week, we look back at one of the trailblazing promotions for MMA, Hook and Shoot. We're also going to talk with Tyson Nam, who shocked the MMA world by knocking out Eduardo Dantes, plus 12 more finalists for Clip of the Week. I'm your host, Cyrus Fees. Next to me, the man running on the Whig party ticket for this year's presidential election. That's exciting, Casey Oxenheimer.
Partner, you've been up here with me long enough to know where my political loyalties lie, and it's not with the Whig party.
So who's it with then?
Well, the Beard Party.
Yes, the Beard Party, of course.
You're talking about guys like Willie Nelson and Brad Pitt, and even Bill Gates was a part of this push, man.
Even those ZZ Top boys.
Absolutely, and you're not going to see any of these boys over here talking to an empty chair. You know, maybe Willie.
Yeah,
maybe Willie.
I could see Willie. You know, as always, another eventful week in MMA. So let's hit up the MMA news flurry. First up, just when you think the UFC is a major setback with the cancellation of 151, they rallied back in a big way. The UFC 153 Rio card just got huge. Eric Koch is out. Now facing Jose Aldo is Frankie the Answer Edgar. This is a fight that everybody wants to see, and it's really no surprise that Edgar had
this thing is going to be so huge. It doesn't get any better than this, especially since the big fallout from 151. You've got Dana White and Joe Silva swooping in here and making this huge fight. The former lightweight champion, who a lot of people believe should still be the lightweight champion, facing the virtually invincible featherweight champion Jose Aldo. This is huge.
Who's going to get the win?
I'm picking Edgar in this one.
All right.
I think he's going to out-hustle Aldo, and he's not going to have that size disadvantage. I think he gets on top, and he does it this time.
Well, we'll see what happens. UFC 153 goes down October 13th. Definitely a must-see. One of our great international partners, the World Free Fight Challenge, is gearing up for a big card on October 21st, WFC 17 Unstoppable. Well, they announced that they now have an American feeder show, the EFK, the Elite Federation of Kickboxers, based out of Michigan, and they're just getting more great stand-up guys.
Man, just like years ago when all the troops brought back that kudzu, that plant that grows anywhere all over the world, that's what I'm talking about with WFC. These guys are really doing it. They're spreading around the world, and they're doing huge things.
They got exciting rules. They got the fun rule set. They got a lot of stand-up fighters, and I can't wait to see what happens to this one. More info on the big card. Just head to WFC.si for the details. Finally, ONE FC took the world stage last week. A night full of surprises. Some highlights include the Gracie clan winning 2 of 3, Hollis and Gregor getting the win, Igor taking the loss, Bibiano Fernandez grinds out a decision in his ONE FC debut, and Phil Baroni makes a comeback, man. Back to his prominence, beating Rodrigo Ribeiro. The New York BA looked great, man.
He was talking just before the fight on how he had gotten better at everything over the years. He talked drinking, smoking, partying, but his fighting had fallen off, and now he took the steps to really get a good camp, and it showed in this fight.
I think so too, man. Baroni looked great. Speaking of soccer kicks, the main event was the 4th run of Tim Sylvia versus Andrei Arlovski. I don't know how many people wanted to see it, but there was a lot of hype behind it. Arlovski landing some big rights, drops Sylvia, then goes for the soccer kicks. Only problem, man, he wasn't waved in for the soccer kicks. He didn't get the wave in from the referee, so we get a no contest. Sylvia can't continue. These rules are really confusing. I think there's really a problem with it in the ONE FC. You got a guy getting really hurt, and then he takes the soccer kicks. A lot of stuff going on.
I don't really understand how that's supposed to play out. Really thinking, because you've got a guy who's injured there on the ground, and then you have to have a referee wave someone in to apply possibly the most dangerous technique in all of mixed martial arts, which is the soccer kick on a down opponent. I really don't understand how it is, and it really cost him in this one.
I think so too. Now, when you talk about soccer kicks, and we'll go to this just for a second, Pride had that as well, but it seems like they handled it a little bit well.
Well, I mean, you could do it at will, and they are utterly exciting to watch. But Unified Rules in America, they don't allow it because I would assume because of insurance purposes, it's so dangerous. Anything can happen. But yeah, it is very exciting. I think that if ONE FC is going to continue using them, they need to have something that's more standardized, because you put the referee under a lot of pressure to handle everything in the fight. To make him give that call on those soccer kicks is a little too much.
Well, the ONE FC is going to continue to do a good job, put on big shows. Head to ONEFC.com for information on the next one. Last week's Clip of the Week competition was submission heavy, but the voting was close. Your winner is, drum roll, it was Combat Quest Andy Bryant with the last second rolling Kimura. AthensFightNight.com for more on that. Of course, he's going to take home that big prize package, but let's talk about this week's competition. Casey, what can they win?
Well, this week's winner will take home the Elevation Training Mask 2.0, the Shaker Cup and pre-workout formula from Gamma Labs, the Hammer on DVD, and some apparel from Crucifix, Banff Fight Gear, and Fight Chicks.
Well, we're talking to Tyson Nam after the break, but let's get to our first 4 finalists for Clip of the Week.
Lindsay smiling. Giving a little Nick Diaz there.
Oh!
Big kick.
That is the end, ladies and gentlemen.
With a nice reversal. West is very, very strong. However, Seals trying to take the arm of Michael West. And tapped out. Wow, Michael Seals.
Fighters, promoters, fans, get hooked up. Send us your best knockouts and submissions by going to MMAInsideTheCageTV.com and clicking Get On Air.
In the very dangerous sport of mixed martial arts, one company has your back. Combat Sports Insurance is the Southeast's newest entity, insuring events, promoters, and fighters as well. Owner Jeremy Augusta, an area leader in insurance for the past decade and current MMA fighter for Team Oxendine, is focused on bringing the best coverage to your event and your fighters. Combat Sports Insurance. Call today at 423-571-2519 or visit combatsportsinsurance.com.
MMA Inside the Cage, brought to you by Combat Sports Insurance.
Welcome back. It was under 2 weeks ago that Tyson Nam knocked out Bellator champion Eduardo Dantas at a Shooto Brazil event. Well, this certainly has uncovered a crazy chain reaction, with Bellator claiming they have rights to Nam, although he has never fought on a card. So we're going to go straight to the source. We have Tyson Nam with us, courtesy of the Gamma Labs live link. Now, Tyson, welcome to the show. Cyrus Feast, Casey Oxendine here, and you've certainly been on quite the whirlwind the last few weeks.
I still go to work every day. I still go out to eat Chinese food. I still go jogging with my girlfriend and her cousins at the park. But a lot of tweeting, a lot of Facebooking, and a lot of interviews.
All right, Tyson, let's talk a little bit about the fight. You're an 11-4 veteran, and you're taking on the current Bellator champion in Brazil. You were obviously the underdog in this fight. Now tell me, were there some nerves involved, or was this just another fight for you?
Definitely a lot more pressure. I mean, Eduardo was the biggest name that I've ever fought. But I almost had to do a lot of visualization, thinking that, this is what we do every day in practice. And, I mean, Eduardo is just another fighter. So, I mean, up at Sports Lab, we do have fighters that fight in the UFC, Bellator, Tachi Palace. So, I mean, I train with a lot of talented guys. So, I mean, if I was able to survive our training camp, I thought if I brought that to Brazil, I would do pretty good.
Now, Tyson, with this big win, you have a lot of organizations looking at you right now. Now, we have to have the scoop here. We've heard UFC has some interest. Who else has been talking to you about bringing you in?
I can't clear the names right now, but okay. All I can say is that they're big promotions, if not the most recognizable promotion in the world right now. That's all I can say.
So, Tyson, if Bjorn Rebney gives you the rematch with Dantas for the title instead of going through the tournament, would you take that deal? And would it trump an offer from the UFC?
That'd be a tough one. I mean, another shot, but I mean, honestly, I already beat the champ. I did good, and it's time for me to move on in my career. That's all.
Now, Tyson, your future is ultimately in the hands of Bellator at this point. If you could say anything to Bjorn Rebney and the powers that be at Bellator, what would that be?
I'd be like, come on, man. When I signed the Bellator contract, I mean, I was very excited because I knew that, Bellator had some of the best fighters in the world there. So I was promised a spot in their Season 7 bantamweight tournament. And also before that tournament, I was also promised that they would fight me in a non-tournament fight just just to tune up and get ready for the fight. So I haven't fought once in Bellator. Once they canceled the bantamweight tournament, I was released, and even went as far as letting me fight their champion in a different organization, which was Shooto Brazil. So I mean, come on, Bjorn, Let me get on with my future.
Now, Tyson, thanks for giving us a few moments. You can follow Tyson at Tyson Nam on Twitter, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the very talented 135er. In our third and final round, we're going to go back in time and check out the legacy of the still active Hook and Shoot and deliver you a gritty, old-school main event of the week. But before that, here's your next 4 finalists for Clip of the Week.
You look like the Secretary of State. Do you have an election coming up? Anything that you want to share with them? I'm going to give you the mic and go ahead.
Please get out and vote. It's an important election. We got the presidential contest, the U.S. Senate, so make sure you register to vote. You can do so online. November 6th election. Make sure you cast your ballot.
Yeah, we've seen, John, that once it comes to the second round, he really puts his pedal to the floor. And, if he gets that top position, starts landing any of those elbows, it's a bad place to be under.
So Ling obviously vertically superior and will be looking to use his ranginess. But he gets clipped, and a huge right hand from Brett Bassett.
Wow.
He has been victorious here in Jordan.
Fighters, promoters, fans, get hooked up. Send us your best knockouts and submissions by going to MMAInsideTheCageTV.com and clicking Get On Air.
I think for my son, he could have collapsed many times.
I'm looking to be a young champion. I feel like I'm ready for the top.
If he says he's going to be the middleweight champ, I believe him. Very directed with his goals, very good family guy, very serious.
My daughter's my biggest fan, and no one could argue with that.
I'm betting on Chris, 100%. I just don't see anyone stopping him.
I'm confident. I know I can beat him, and I just want the shot now.
MMA Inside the Cage, brought to you by Combat Sports Insurance.
All right, it's the third and final round of this week's edition, and it's time to impress the judges. Now, when you go back in the day for mixed martial arts, you're talking about 20, 30 years. The sport is still very young, but one organization that rose to prominence in early 2000s was Hook and Shoot, ran by Jeff Osborne. Based out of Evansville, Indiana, Hook and Shoot was in the same ranks of, Extreme Challenge, King of the Cage, Super Brawl, Casey. They were really out there.
They were huge, and when I was coming up, all we really heard of were King of the Cage, like you said, Super Brawl, and then Hook and Shoot up north there in Evansville. And really, Jeff Osborne did a lot of huge things with the sport as it was growing. Of course, he was a prominent force in Bodog, which was sort of ushered in through hook and shoot. Yeah. And then later on, after its demise, he went back to his roots really and pushed the hook and shoot product again. And really a lot of really famous guys that have come out of that.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. Guys like Frank Mir, Eve Edwards, Mike Brown, Tara LaRosa, Julie Kedzie, just a few of the great alumni from hook and shoot. Now, hook and shoot is still going strong, with big shows all throughout the South. You got to keep your eyes open, on the internet and Facebook. But, anytime you get on a hook and shoot card, Casey, it's going to be great stuff.
It's always been a great stuff. And like I said, because Jeff Osborne has been through this for so many years, he really understands the sport. He knows what to do to make a good fight card, and he knows how to propel guys into larger organizations.
No doubt about it. Well, our main event is a classic from the Hook and Shoot archives. So here it is. It's your MMA Inside the Cage main event of the week.
LaRosa admitted she's a little bit nervous. She respects that lady on your screen, Jennifer Howe. We're set to go. Round number 1 of a scheduled 3 for the championship of the world. First time ever. And Jennifer Howe, a relaxed boxer stance. And LaRosa has her unique style. She's going to feel Howe out. Nice deflection of punches. Use of side movement, gets out of the way. And this could be quite a long process here. They want to, neither wants to make a mistake, especially with everything that's on the line. One of the largest payouts. Oh, nice leg kick. Oh, nice left hand. And another by Tara LaRosa. Another leg kick by LaRosa, and she takes a left jab from Jennifer Howe. Highest payout for a women's fight in the history of the United States. Both women said they're very happy about that. And now it's Howe. Throws a nice right to the body. And the two are going to size each other up. Another right to the body. That's something you do not see in this sport of mixed martial arts. Two leg kicks. Oh, and Howe is caught with a big right hand. And now Howe returns the favor with a 1-2 combo. Man. These two are throwing it down, both in phenomenal shape. Oh, and a right catches Tara LaRosa. LaRosa is stunned. And Howe catches her a third time. Oh, man. LaRosa is in trouble, but she refuses to go down. And there's the left hand again. I don't know what's keeping LaRosa on her feet other than the will to survive. Oh, right on the chin. That is going to be it. Wow. Jennifer Howe shaking her head. LaRosa, although she has a smile on her face, took about 4 unanswered shots. She was trying to maintain her balance. If I was the referee, I probably would have stepped in after the second one.
Fighters, promoters, fans, get hooked up. Send us your best knockouts and submissions by going to MMAInsideTheCageTV.com and clicking Get On Air. MMA Inside the Cage, brought to you by Combat Sports Insurance.
Well, it's time to put the finish on another week of MMA Inside the Cage.
But first, your last 4 finalists for Clip of the Week.
There's a separate room with closed circuit feed up top. I mean, the place holds about 1,300 fans. There's easily 1,500 packed in here tonight. Not to mention how many people are watching live.
And all those who couldn't get tickets. Oh, Garbrandt is out cold. Oh my Lord, what a shot.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay tight.
Well, guys, that's 12 in all, so let's recap our finalists one by one.
Give it a little Nick Diaz there.
Oh!
And tapped out.
Please get out and vote. It's an important election. We got presidential contests, U.S. Senate, so.
Looking to use his ranginess. Clipped, and a huge right hand from Brett Bassett. And all those who couldn't get tickets. Oh, Garbrandt is out cold.
Now it's in your hands. Head to MMAInsideTheCageTV.com and cast your vote. This week's winner wins the Training Mask 2.0 and a ton of big prizes.
So get those videos on our website. Do it right now. Don't miss out on your chance to win big. Find us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at MMAITC, and visit and subscribe to our YouTube channel for exclusives. Next week, it's a full preview of XFC 20 and more. I'm Cyrus Feast.
I'm Casey Oxendine.
And we'll see you next week
Inside the Cage.